So this, so that way I can get the introductions done by the time everybody else starts joining us. And this this is the Power of the Pen Book Club for April. We're in April. And Trish Clapp is the AHAF librarian and owner of a bookstore with specializes in, well, there's a section or specialty. She'll explain it more in her bookstore. And the topic tonight is about graphology books and handwriting, everything related to how books can be a support for the handwriting analyst. Okay, I think that works. And if I've left anything out, oh, there's my timer. If I've left anything out, uh, Trish, you go ahead.
Okay. Well, first I want y'all to know that I wore my read shirt. So that's what we're going to talk about is read. um, thank you. Wait, let me share my screen. This is going to be totally interactive. So y'all need to jump on in when you want and share anything you want with me. Okay. I really, it's all of us. Um, so the chapter I did, and I don't think it was much of a chapter because I wrote it all out and then it all went away and I had to quickly tell Sheila what I needed, but she fixed it better. Is all about books and graphology books and learning and reading and collecting. And so I just said reading and learning and research and collecting. Um, hold on, I have to click on there. So if you are just starting learning, whatever you're learning, is you really need to start going to the library and just borrowing some books to find out if it's even anything you want to learn or something, like you don't want to say, I want to learn graphology and then just dive into the deep end because then it's too much. And then borrow books from people or buy books, of course. If you're just starting to learn, even if you're really good at what you're doing, I think we all kind of talk about this when people talk to us and they give us seminars on one little aspect or one little thing so that you're not just flooded with too much information. And then if you're going to do something about, I think somebody was talking about, I don't remember, but just go and read everything on that subject. Okay. We have a ton of materials. So join the organization and borrow materials, but don't, like, some people will send me requests for 20 things, but that's crazy because you're not going to read 20 things. So start with one subject and borrow materials on that. And then as you're learning, if you're learning about margins, to ask all your friends and family to write for you and look at it. So it's an easy, good way to sort of lean into it without, overwhelming yourself. Um, I love, if you haven't seen them, our newsletters are all up on the online, and you can go and you can see the pictures here. I just did, and all the years are listed. So you can say, I want to find this subject, and then go back and read. Some of the old ones are pretty cool. I was telling Sheila we needed a column in the Vanguard newsletter that's like blast from the past or something where we put some of that stuff because some of it is amazing. And then spend time on each subject. Don't just, read 3 things in 3 books and be done with it. Just, take a little bit of time. Yeah, and you'll keep adding knowledge, of course, as you read, and keep a handwritten notebook on each subject. And I'm saying handwritten because we all need to be writing more. So I have a notebook that is a loose leaf that I used to use when I was starting, and it's cool to go back to that and look what all the things that are in there. Now, Sheila sent me this lovely graphic that says buy books from bookshops, not a billionaire. So if you're shopping on those horrible places online, just stop it now.
And especially Saturday, Wait, Saturday is Independent Bookstore Day, right?
Independent Bookstore Day. The other thing I got from the bookstore, and I will send it out to everyone, is I actually have a list of all of the new handwriting books and the used handwriting books. The only thing I don't have is all the monographs we have. And we have, yeah, a lot. I should have gone to the bookstore and taken pictures. I didn't. Anyway, so the other thing is for me is don't just go and find books on graphology, and remember that all used bookstores and new ones, some don't put those books in the same place. So even though it's supposed to be in psychology, they don't.
I,
So yeah, and
Tricia,
looking.
I think I missed some of that, what you said. It, it, maybe it was just my transmission here, but would
Are
you
you guys?
back
Can
up
you guys
just a
hear me?
couple of
Okay.
sentences? It
Mhm.
warbled
I
out.
can
I think it
hear.
might, okay.
Okay, I'll try to pull this a little closer. Is that better?
Yeah.
I think it
Sorry,
was you,
no, I
Victor.
think it might have just been my transmission. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep
No,
going. I
that's
just
okay.
didn't want to miss it.
And feel
Yeah.
I know you just love books as much as I do. It's
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it? It's like if I could show you this, see that behind you, my bookstore kind of looks like that. You can actually go on Mostly Books if you Google it. Google came into our store a few years back, and they did a whole thing where they had that guy walked around with a little thing and did the whole store. It doesn't look like that because we rearrange all the time, but it looks similar. Um, anyway, if you're when you're at the whether it's a thrift store, I love those because you find cool things. If you love tennis, there's some great books about different tennis people. Open them up, see if there's handwriting in them. So often you will see that there is, knowing full well that that writing is something they approve. So it might not be the best sample, but sometimes they have more than one sample. So it's fun because you can get stuff on whoever, and if it's something you already like, you're going to read the book and then read the handwriting book while you're doing it. So you kind of incorporate those together. You also want to look at inspiration books. There's 1,000 different books out there about the best thing I ever learned, and a lot of them will have famous people and they're handwriting those books. We only have a few in the AHAF library, but I have a zillion. So if you need some suggestions, please feel free to ask. And then if you're going to be collecting samples and you're going to get stuff online, you just need to be wary of what you're getting, because you're not always going to get, it's not always going to be, even though like somebody will say, this is an authenticated autograph. Yeah, who authenticated it? And is it really their writing? And, so just be a little careful. And I threw in a little ad there, mostlybooksaz.com is our website. Oh, and then this is the collecting stuff. So I love this. These are a few of the inspirational. There's the most important thing I know, and it's filled with all kinds of writing, and everybody was handwriting the most important things they know. Is that too small, or can y'all see that?
But those are famous people.
Famous people, right? Yeah. Thank you, Sheila, because it is all famous people. And then there's the random, one of my favorite, and there's actually a part 2, is milk, eggs, and vodka. And some person was at a grocery store and they found somebody's list of what they were getting. And that was one of the lists. That's the 3 things they didn't want to forget to get, is milk and eggs and vodka. So it's fun to see that. And I will, when we're done, I'll give this to Judy, I'll save it as a whatever, or I'll put it on the website, and you all can get it so you can see those books bigger. Or ask me and I'll send you the picture. The other thing I recently found, okay, I've had it for a while, but I found it on the shelf. Oh yeah, see, there you go. You find all kinds of things. Yes, thank you, Chuck. but there's a whole book on Beatles lyrics, and the guy is like a Beatles lyrics fanatic. And when they couldn't find the lyrics, he would ask Paul McCartney for them, and he would write them down for him. So it's kind of cool. This is Paul McCartney writing the song Yesterday, and he explains it, like, it's cool because it has chapters on each of the. Mom, you can't go. Okay, guys, I have to mute myself for a second because somebody just rang my doorbell. And even though I put a sign, oh, thank you, they came in. I put a sign that said, I'm on a Zoom thing. Please just come in. Thank you. You can just leave it out. Thanks. It's always how it goes. My mother, who doesn't get out of the chair, was going to go answer the door. No. Anyway, so it's cool because he separated it by album. So he did each album, so they go in order, so you can see when they wrote "She Loves You" versus Eleanor Rigby, and the writing changes, and it's awesome. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. The other things, and to me, these are the important things when you're learning, is if any organization tells you not to read something, do not join them. If they tell you that those books aren't any good, I mean, don't join them, because it's like a religion. If they tell you you can't listen to anybody from anywhere else, that's not okay. You should know everything. You should learn everything and make your choices then, not just ignore that whole thing. If somebody wants to teach you how to analyze handwriting and be an expert in a day, a week, or a month, you're not going to be an expert. You'll know some stuff. You can do a little bit, but it takes time and it takes effort. And I try everything. Well, I read every day, but I try also to read like handwriting stuff, just a minute or two every day, besides all the other books I read, because it just reminds you, it refreshes you, you learn a little bit of something new every day. Or it just sets it in your mind, the things you want to read. So I take, those, and I have everything right here because that's how I am. I like these. So you can stick a little that sticks in the book and the other part sticks out, and you can write on them and they're clear. And I love these. They're called I saved the envelope for it too. They're tabs, and I can do this. Does this help? Ooh, right there. See that? And I love these because they go on and off, and you can write on them, and you can do it so that there's like 4 colors. So if every book you just sort of color code. So if you decide you're going to read about, something, upper zone, then you have 1 color for upper zone, and then you can go through it really quickly. And you guys feel free to jump in on how you do things. This isn't, just go for it. And, we all know this. There's a lot of different ways to learn. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. I think you should learn both. I think a good grounding in everything is important. So whether you're starting with IJAF and all of that, or if you started with other whatever classes it are, learn it all. We all go back and use a little bit of everything when you're getting good at it. And I really like the history of writing. I have quite a few books, starting with what do you call it? Egyptian stuff, the hieroglyphics, that's the word I want. All the way through, and there's a really good book called Script and Scribble, and it does a very nice job. And I have here, I'll show you it. And I got to figure out where to get it so you can see it. Yeah, can you read that? You can't read that. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the info. But it's Kitty Burns Flory, and it's the rise and fall of handwriting. Now, it's a long time ago, and I think handwriting's coming back. But I like this. So it's a good history of handwriting. Let's see. And yeah, everybody, when we have things like this, especially about handwriting, everybody's afraid to jump in and say what they think because they're afraid they'll make a mistake. But you know what? We all do, and it doesn't matter. Just say what you think, and we all learn. Now, I really wanted to share, we have a massive library. It's huge. I can't even tell you, I still have 30 something boxes of just books in my laundry room. And someday I'll be able to get all those and scan them too. But what I did here is like this is the kind of top level of the all I did was take pictures of the Google Docs, Google Drive. And so we have shareable brochures. We have stuff for certified members. We have conference material. And it's really cool because Sheila has been adding conference pictures. And she did this whole notebook. And it's kind of fun because now I want to take some of them out and put them with the conference material so you can see the people at each conference. But you know, when you're learning stuff, or even if you're just interested in whatever subject of the moment, you can go look at all those conference materials. And man, there are, you know, it's everybody has been at conferences. It's fabulous. We have directories. We have this famous handwriting. Now this is here, the sub menu. So we have them categorized by actors and artists and celebrities. That means they didn't sit anywhere else. Criminal or serial, historical, and then historical handwriting. So the historical handwriting sometimes are just the writing. Sometimes on these, we actually have an analysis. Musicians, politicians, and then we have a million of these autograph times. So you can go, and if you need a handwriting, you can go look at those and find who you want to find.
I got a question too.
Yeah.
Okay, because does anybody have any idea of the amount of time it takes to do what Tricia has done here? Like, how many million hours have you spent on this?
I don't know.
A lot.
I did. Yeah, we did have Heidi's daughter. We paid her like $1,000 one year, and she came 2 or 3 times a week while she was in school, and she scanned for me. And then, sorry, somebody's talking. Oh, okay. Anyway, so it's amazing. But yeah, I still scan. I have buckets of things over there, and I'm down to I have 4 shelves of just the stuff that are too delicate to put through the scanner that I have to use what's it called? I say it wrong. Kurz? Do you remember the name of the machine, Sheila? It's a scanner that sits above, and Val, you know what it is.
Just say you have to hand scan. By the way,
I have to hand scan them.
Victor was frozen and he just went out. I expect he'll come back in.
Oh, good. I should stop talking because he's so, oh gosh, he's recording. I don't know what that does.
It's still recording.
Oh, will it? Okay.
It's recording to the cloud. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Anyway,
Tricia,
but
Tricia, question. What you have up there, the autograph times, and you have March 1998 and different dates. What is that?
That's the Autograph Times magazine from March of 1998. And so it's that actual magazine. It's the whole magazine. Okay, I haven't moved on, Victor. We waited for you.
Okay.
You're muted, Victor. Victor, you're muted.
Thank God it is being recorded on the cloud.
Right? We just said that.
Yes.
So and I think we have a lot more of the autograph times, but at a certain point, I don't have time to scan everything. I try. And sometimes, you know, if I'm doing something else, I'll go throw something in the scanner and let it scan, but then you have to go over and fix a page. And anyway, so yeah, it's a lot of hours, Sheila. Thank you. And that's where later, okay, now this is wait a minute, this was the top level. If you go to the next one, these are the subjects we have. Now, I made this up and Stan wants to rearrange them, and I've told him I'm happy to talk about it and move them all because, again, as we stand, I was having to just throw things into files to keep them separated so I didn't end up with a billion files. I think we went from 10 gigabytes. I think it's what Google gives you for free. We started on that, and within a year we were at 80 gigs. And I had to move some of the things to my personal ones because we're at like 89 and it keeps saying we're going to run out of space. I'm trying to figure out a better way than Google Drive. And if anybody has suggestions, please let me know. I'm so willing to say, I was kind of thinking of archive.org, and members would be able to get there anytime by logging in as a member, and they could borrow materials and that. So I'm looking at a lot of different things, but if anyone knows good examples, please let me know. And each of these files has, I'll say, hundreds of things in them. And yeah, it's a lot. And under psychology, there are things, and under question document, it's broken down more. So every one of these, I was trying to do this lectures to use because it's kind of nice if you're going to go to a talk, if you're going to go to a Rotary Club and talk about handwriting, that you'd have something to start with. So now you see all of that. It's a lot. So, you can ask me anytime. I did go into authors, and these are all the authors. So if they had more than like 5 or 6 things, I broke them down into authors. And then I know you can't read any of those things. Don't worry about it. I was just trying to show you, as Sheila said, how much it is. So like Marcel Matley, that middle red column is just some of his stuff. It's not all of his stuff. There's a lot. And then I started scanning some of the older books. And so these are some of the books that are up there now. But I was trying to do everything before a certain date. And do you love this? This book was written in 1050. Okay. Because sometimes the 9 and the 0 are right next to each other. And I didn't notice I had done that until I put it here. So I will fix that. But some of these older books are cool. And some of them, are public domain. So that makes it a little bit easier. We also have newsletters from everywhere. So you pick a newsletter and we probably have it. So if you know something you want to read, please ask. And the right-hand side is us, but of course that only went up to 2008, and we have obviously up to current. So I believe we have every newsletter we've ever done here for AHAF. And then I said we have so much information and so much. I think there's probably only about 20% of what we have that's listed on our website right now, because I am only one person, and Monique has been helping me some and trying to fix it, but there's also a ton of monographs that need fixing. So if anybody feels like reading a monograph, I would give it to you to read, and then you'd have to open it up in a PDF fixer and make it look better. And what I'm meaning by that is, can you see like this one way over here, that it still has all of these from the binding? And some of them they look horrible. So if you know how many of you know how to fix PDF? See, I'm gonna find out. Anybody? Dang, Sheila and I have too much to do already. And Val, I know does. Val, I can't see you, but I know you do. But if you can scan books, I'd love it. If you're organized, like if you go back to here, see this 2005 monograph? Those are just what's been scanned this year, and I haven't had time to do anything with them. They're just sitting in there as I go, because, you have to have a spot. And if you have a great, like if you think that I need a section called, I don't care, something that's not here, you can tell me, but then you have to tell me what's going in it, because it's hard. just the whole what's beginning, what's intermediate, and what's advanced was hard, because then I would start asking Sheila and Linda and whomever else would volunteer to help me go through things, because it's difficult. You think, wait, for me, this is anyway. So if you want to help in any way, or if you have suggestions, ideas, whatever for the library, please feel free to email me. Don't give me more work. Tell me how you're going to help me. So say, I'm happy to go on the Google Drive and figure out where these things go for you or with you.
You know,
Say,
we
I'm
need,
going to, yeah.
you know, what we really need, we need a grant for a student who could write a database, a college student, and then someone to enter all of those thousands and thousands of items into it. So if anybody knows how to
Yeah.
write a grant, let's think about that.
Well, you know, Stan's done a little bit of it, and but you know,
Wow.
his health is not great, so he's
Right.
not able to do some of that, but he's been working on it. You know, Val worked on it some. I mean, we all have kind of good ideas. We just have to put it all together. And if you have a few minutes, like I found something that we scanned and it said these 5 pages need to be added to the end of, and didn't finish the sentence. Because I think it was whatever I had scanned right before it, and I thought, no problem. Well, it is a problem, because now I'd have to read those 5 pages and figure out what the heck they go with. And they're handwritten, so it's even harder, because it's not like I can say this was page 9 and 10. Anyway, so if you have some time, also, Sheila, a lot of the information we got, the famous people are from Sheila and from Lauren. And so if you have, and you know that these are the people, please feel free to share them with us. I have some upload spots on my drive, and what happens is I just allow whoever's going to do it to jump in there, and they can jump in there and add whatever. So if you've got a ton of scanned people, please put them in there. And I would prefer, because even if somebody wants to volunteer some time, and I'm going to show you, hold on. Okay, that was the end. Did everybody write down my email?
Yeah.
It's mostly books at Gmail. Okay.
Tricia,
yeah.
Tricia, I have scanned articles of the earlier journal, Character and Personality, that has a lot of the early the graphology research. It was published in the 1930s. I think I
love that.
In 1935. Yeah.
Okay. I will, Victor. Wait a minute. I'm adding it to my thing here besides YouTube. Sheila,
I'll email you. Yeah,
okay.
I'll email you,
perfect.
and we can talk about it. Yeah.
And I will.
But yeah,
I
was going to ask you. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Because what I can do. Okay, wait. I have to figure out how to close this now. Did anybody need to see anything else there? Can I just close that? And I'm gonna try sharing with you. Oh, and some of the pages that you guys wanted to see bigger, you see now I can just do this. Is this what you wanted to see bigger? These are a few of them. The books.
To be a man is so great, because it's got history, it's got stuff about the person, a picture of them and their handwriting. That's such a good.
Exactly. I even like I like the Beatles. So Ringo Starr's postcards from the boys was really fun, because throughout the years he sent postcards and they sent postcards to him, and he collected them all. I also love Songs in the Rough. I like music. And this is just all kinds of different artists, songwriters, and they're written on everything from napkins to menus to wherever they happen to be, airplane, the old things you used to get. I like presidential doodles. That's really fun. Except now, of course, it's older, so it doesn't go back as far. But I'm going to try, don't save that. No, revert to changes. I don't want to mess that up. Okay, can you still see that screen, or is it all gone? What do you see right now?
Blue sky.
Is it cloud? Excellent. Okay, then let me try to share Shoot, what am I sharing? Oh, I know, Drive. See, I'm good. Okay, hold on. I guess just put, I don't want Zoom. Go away. Sorry, I'm gonna do, okay, do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see? Okay, good. I'm going to go to Drive and show you if you, what I need someone to do if they're interested is, wait a minute, Sheila. I think this is where, yeah. So she did this wonderful thing with all these people, but they're all first name, last name. And I need those all switched. So it would be nice to have it say, hold on, even like Adele is okay because it's Adele, but Al Cap, it'd be nice to say, Cap Al. So, even if you don't know how to do stuff, I would be happy to give you access so you can do that. Some of that is just easy. Some things, like there's random pieces of paper. I'm going to stop sharing because that really was it. Okay, what do you guys want to, let's talk books. What are your favorite graphology books? And what are your recommended books that you think everyone needs to have?
May I ask a question? What
Yes.
do we do with all the books we have? Where should they go? Because I have asked the library, and of course they want to put them up for sale, but I was told when I spoke at the library that the graphology books are the most stolen books in the library because they can't remember, what the hook means. So they steal them a lot. But where would you suggest we donate books, handwriting books?
I actually would keep donating to libraries, and if people steal them, that's awesome because then they have the book. I would decide that it's an okay thing. If the only ones I would ask them to put in like special collections or whatever is the ones you can't get anymore. The ones that are more difficult to find, or they're, which ones are the kind of rare, if you will. But other than that, I would say donate them to the library, and you tell the library, oh, well, please don't sell them. But if somebody keeps them, it's another person out there with a graphology book. And I would say that's okay.
Why not sell
Yeah, and they could do that too, because, again, it's just out there. So hold on, I have to send, the world is, my mother's nurse is coming, but he won't come if I don't say yes. Sorry. Oh, perfect. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so I say go for it, Ruth. Give them to the library and let them sell them, and maybe give them to more than one.
We don't
library.
need them in. We don't need them in the AHA or AHAF library.
Cindy, can you answer that? I know we don't. And Ruth, do you have a list of the books you have?
Oh, come on, give me a break.
Exactly.
A
Now,
list?
see, that's the problem. If you do you have them all on shelves or are they in boxes?
Well, I received all of Richard Kokachuk's books, for instance. So they're in a big couple of boxes in my garage. And I have several members' boxes of books. And then I have my own.
What I would love if you could do is tilt all the boxes and just take a picture of the box and send it to me. Yeah, and see, somebody, I'm not sure who put it, but I love it, is when you're giving some of the books to the library, thank you, is that Rachel, is to say they can't be borrowed. These are only for reading in the library. And you can do that with your library if they'll do it, and tell them they could have the best reference thing anywhere.
Does anyone know
Ruth,
if universities are looking for graphology books?
Not so far, no. Right. And again, I can't tell you, I can send you a list of what we have, but then I would need you to look at the books to see if there's anything we don't have. And then, yes, I would like it. But I can't tell you to send me 40 boxes of books because I can't deal with that. So I don't know if you have grandchildren who could come and pull the boxes apart, or any volunteers that would come and help you look through the boxes. I know, hard. If it's other materials, paper materials, files of things, I would probably like those. But it's, again, if it's just their notes on something that don't relate to anything that I can see, it's probably not okay. If they went to a seminar and took notes when Felix Klein was talking and it's fabulous, I would like it. I mean, Val still has, sorry, Val, unmute yourself. Tell me how many boxes you have. Go ahead.
When I moved, I had 167 boxes.
And
14
only part of those.
14 of those were bathroom, clothing, and kitchen items. The rest was, this stuff. So
Yeah.
And
yeah.
because I'm handicapped, people were helping out the first week, but after that, nobody showed up. So I hired a lady to help me unpack the boxes so I can put some semblance of organization to it. And she said, never worked with a hoarder before. I said, what?
And you said,
I'm not a hoarder.
Right.
I said, I just need to get these put up on the shelves. And she goes, nobody collects books anymore. Nobody has floor-selling bookcases.
That's because you're in Georgia.
I think those
Tricia,
people don't get it. Yeah.
She didn't
Tricia.
come back.
Yeah, Judy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know when I'm looking for old graphology books on Amazon, and of course they don't have, they're out of print. I know I should call you. I mean, right. But when I'm looking, they come up with, if they come up, they're from some bookseller. And there's a lot of these booksellers out there, collecting everything.
Yeah.
So maybe there's good ones that will take, a box of books, and
The
at least
hard part
make it
is,
available.
I know, but as I will send you all, I have a lot of used graphology books that I sometimes will put them up online. I am going to do that soon. I'll put all the used ones up so you can all see it. So if anybody needs them, I'm happy to sell them to you. They just don't move like they used to. And, it used to be I would go to conferences all the time and sell books. And not only don't we have conferences so much, but people have them or they want them digital or whatever. It's different, So I don't know on that. But Ruth, if you just open the top of the box and take a picture, I can probably figure out what's in it by the picture. One at a time. You don't have to do it all at once. Pick up one box and don't even pick it up. Open the top, take a picture, send it to me. Because really, I'm good. I can actually figure out what book it is by the end of the book. Because I know what they look like.
Okay, just don't hold your breath,
Wow.
okay? Don't hold your breath.
Oh, trust me. I have 30-something boxes in my garage, in my laundry room, because I had to move them out of the garage because it's too hot here. They're in the laundry room. You can't walk in my laundry room, but you have a little aisle to get things.
That sounds like a good project for some of the chapters,
Well,
when you
the
get
problem
together.
is like every.
We have two chapters left.
And now there
okay.
are 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's great because the Tucson people are always willing to help me do something. But you have a few issues. One is time. And the other is some knowledge. And not to say knowledge, but knowing how to scan it, how to do all that. By the time I teach someone, I could have 3 more books done. And I know that's short-sighted, but it's hard. Yeah. So, and then I really have some monographs and some scan stuff that look horrible, but we can take them and make them look good so they're easier to read, but I need help. So who else has a lot of samples and a lot of scanned things already? Anybody? Well, okay, Val, you Val and I talk about books, so we're a whole separate crew here. And as I said, Monique, took a little learning, but she's helping some, but she works full time and sometimes more than and can't really do it. So I need more help.
Would this be a good time for me to, Victor had asked me to speak about
Definitely.
the books that I'm publishing.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking that, Sheila, go for it.
Well, some of you know that I have my own publishing imprint called Right Choice Inc., WRITE. And over the years, some of our well-known classic graphologists have given me the rights to sell their papers while they were alive. And now that they're dead, most of them, not all of them, I decided that I wanted their work to continue. And so I have started publishing a series of books called Advanced Studies in Handwriting Psychology, Collected Works of, and I'll show you who I've done if I can share. Oh, I can share. It's just the question is which screen, this one. Okay, so the first one I did was my own collected works. It's 262 pages. Then I did the works of Jeanette Farmer, all her stuff on the brain and handwriting. I'm assuming that you can see these various.
I can't see the bottom of that one. Oh yeah, collected. I do.
Oh.
Yes, we see it.
Okay, then I did
Okay,
Renata.
got it.
So as you can see, they're all the same cover, just different colors. And this one is this, oh, the Freudian Eye. This is Terry Henley and Sister June. And then
Nice.
Sister June has her own here, and that's she got 174. They're all around between 200 and 300 pages. And then there's Roger, and Cheryl Solomon has several. Here's her graphic sex. I gave it a new cover. I don't know if it's a good cover, but it's a new cover. And so those are all available. The print books you can order from Tricia or any bookstore, but preferably Tricia. And
really, you guys, can I jump in for a second, Sheila?
Yeah.
It's called bookshop.org, and it supports independent bookstores. And so if you don't, sometimes especially they print when they do them, those are cheaper on bookshop.org than they are with me. But if you choose mostly books as your bookseller, we get a portion of everything you buy, and you can buy regular books there too, any books, so you don't have to go to that other place, of which I won't name.
It's a good alternate. If on the other hand you want ebooks, you can get them at that other place. And I have made box sets, so you can buy a box set with 1, 2, 3, or that one doesn't want to move.
Yeah,
same thing.
That's
4,
okay.
5.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's lovely.
Okay, 4, 5, and 6. And finally, the ones that I'm currently working on are one with a book on suicide, and that is Mark Reddy and Linda Larson. And then I'm also looking at doing Richard Kokachak's papers.
It's a great gift. Thank you, Sheila. This is a great
really
contribution.
Well,
wow.
I just want their work to continue because it's important. I'm not making money on this, trust me. I mean, a couple of dollars here and there, but it's out there, and the sales trickle along, so people are reading them. That's a good thing.
Good. And that's the best part, is that we need to preserve, I have concerns about the digital world, and if something happens to I read too many things and something happened to that, we need physical copies somewhere. And Cindy, are you here? Because I heard, was it Rachel, was it you who said something about you have an archive in Canada, in Toronto? Would you come on and tell us about that, please? And Cindy, you can tell us about your library too. So whoever, jump in.
Yeah, so Archives of Ontario collect, they have a very sort of classified collections, not only of people who have deceased, but also of the living like art, for example. They have a very large collection, which I'm part of their collection of rare art or contemporary. They want to have collections which they use, but also books. But I also found that the materials that have been supplied to the archives are all put on digital formats. So it sort of, saves them space. At the same time, it's easy. Oh, sorry. They have easy access to the materials, whatever materials according to subject matter. So it's
And is that available to anyone, or is it just
anyone. It's
and
available
what is
to
would you type in the chat what their address is, the URL,
yeah. I'll
if you
find
can
the
find it when you
address.
find it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when I
thank you.
find in the email and the archivist, who is the archivist, I'll send you the archivist name, and perhaps they're
Fabulous.
interested in getting those rare books. That's it's a waste if it just goes
Exactly.
online. So I was thinking, we need to have them in a valuable place where the public wants and has the access,
And
not
can have
just
access, right?
right. That's
And
very
some of
important.
yeah, and if they have the time and the people to scan books, that's awesome. Because if you do it
They do,
professionally,
because whatever material, whether it's contracts, whether it's from architects or designers or projects, certain projects, they all scan, they put it digitally, and I saw it's whatever you want. Yeah, it's an amazing
oh,
institution, and
that's fabulous.
yeah, the government basically
Like,
allotted funds for this institution, Archives of Ontario, and they've been in the works and renovating, and now they have a huge building. It's awesome to go and visit whatever you want. It's accessible to the public. No money, you don't have
and
to.
so Ruth, you could put all those handwriting books in the back of your car and drive up to Canada, because you're not very far,
Yeah,
and
I'll meet
give
you,
them to
Ruth.
someone to donate them.
I'll meet you and take you to the archives.
There you go. And maybe
I don't
they
know if
would
they'd let me
scan it
back
all.
in.
Sorry?
Well, that's okay. Make sure you have your little card, but that should be, yeah. And
Yeah,
maybe you don't want to come back. Maybe stay in Canada a little bit.
yeah.
But I love that idea of that there is a place that maybe that they would take all that.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry,
I can
Cindy.
speak.
Yeah.
I can actually speak to the archivist myself because I'm in touch with her.
Would you do that and ask if they're willing, they would like? Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
okay. And Cindy, what do you all have?
Well, first I wanted to share, if I can here, I think I've got the reading list. We just recently went through and is this showing for everybody?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. We went through and recently redid our recommended reading list that we're going to put on the website. And I wanted to mention it because Sheila, you had told us about updating your version of the book. It used to be the Complete Idiot's Guide. So we got that change on here.
Thank you.
But the Joe Coppola and Etta Manley and Claire Cabot worked on this, and they did a nice job of putting it in basic study, advanced study, children and
lovely.
adolescents, enrichment, printing, question document, compatibility, personnel selection, and other helpful books. So we're going to have this on our website.
Excellent.
They did a really good job on it. In the back of me talking about books, I've got all these boxes because I've been going through the books with AHA Library in what was it, 2016, I think it was, when Karen Whitmore used to have the library in her basement in Farmington Hills. And after she passed away, we didn't have anybody to physically take the library. So we have it in a storage unit, very close to Ruth. Uh, and it's just the permanent library and the permanent files as far as the organization. And the books that we had previously had up for sale, some of them we were able to sell, and then some of them I brought with me, and that's what I have here, and that's what I'm going through to redo a list. And some of them I'm going to donate. Some of them I'm going to send out an email soon of, like Betty Link's Advanced Graphology, some of Karen Amen's books, and that some of the new people, those books aren't always so easy to get. So some of the new people might want some of those. But it is a challenge for both organizations with the books because we want to preserve them. Some of the books, I look at, they're kind of iffy about
right?
how valuable are they. But certainly a lot of the other books, we want to maintain. And so that's why we do pay that monthly storage fee, because those are the ones that are there, are the ones that we definitely want to preserve. It's a
And
challenge.
yeah, it is a challenge because I do that for us, except we were spending almost I think it was going up to $180 or $190 a month. And that became untenable. We just couldn't do it. So that's why we brought all the books to my house in my garage,
But
which
yeah,
didn't,
I mean, it's, the thing is, everybady's getting older, they're downsizing, and
exactly.
I mean, Karen had this huge basement. Michigan has some big basements there. Some of the other states don't have basements, and so it does take, and you want them to be in some climate controlled storage as well. So
Yep.
you don't want to just stick them somewhere. But it is a challenge. I mean, one of the things that I've been thinking about, and that I think that we need to go out to some of these trade shows of different ones, like homeschoolers, or there's probably brighter shops and everything, to help spread the word about graphology. I mean, some face-to-face, especially since we don't have the regional chapters that we used to have meeting together.
Right.
And it requires travel. I know I'm limited right now to what I can do, and that's true for some others as well. But we have to think of some of these ways to get out in public with some of these things. So
Well, we just had our campaign for cursive is cool contest, which gets us, we sent out a press release all over the country to get some visibility. And the good news is that handwriting is coming back. And we know that at least 27 states now require it, and more have legislation pending. And I just did an interview with a 9th grader who had graphology as her project. And I think, if we can get the young kids, high school kids, their interest, that's the future.
Right. And just even it's turning towards people aren't so, you don't need handwriting. I think people are, turning more to see that, yes, we do. So, that those are all positives. But so we got to hang in there. We're the sustainers.
Right. I just want to have a really great way to do that. I want to have it so, it's accessible to people, and that you can say, yes, you need something on whatever. We have a link to that somewhere that we can get to. I know we have YouTube, Google Drive doing stuff, but I want to find some other ways, like a library, even though we're technically one. But they can't live in my house forever. I mean, we did get rid of I think 120 boxes of materials that we scanned. I think something like that. I used to keep track because I had empty boxes everywhere in my garage as we were doing it, but it's like, oh, it's a lot. Somewhere in there I lost track. So yeah. But
Cindy,
again,
how many boxes do we have in our library in the storage?
Oh, I don't know that. I mean, it's full. I don't know.
How big is your storage unit? Do you know?
It's 10 by 5, I think. I want to
Yeah.
say 10 by 10. No, it's a larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good
Yeah.
size. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I actually had, we did that. That's what we had, and I had
Yeah.
shelves in
10
it.
by 10
And
with
then
the
we,
file cabinets, and there's some file, some of the
yeah.
things that are stored in there. Yeah.
And frankly, that was the stuff I started with. I went in and pulled out the filing cabinet stuff and went through it to say, oh, cool, this stuff should all be scanned and have it available, because it was old minutes from meetings, or it was cool. But then once I scanned it all, I got rid of them. I recycled them. I should say I recycled them. So,
But it's nice to preserve everything. But then, I'm looking at some of the things. I mean, is anybody ever really going to look at it? And some things on the notes, it's so dependent on what the presenter was saying. I mean, you can't read the notes and really understand totally of what
right.
it is. But does,
Yeah.
I try to go through and, pick out the duplicates. Liz Mills, she donated, all her stuff. I have that to go through, and it's nice to have that, because some of the classes that she did and everything, she's got all that together. But then some of the other things, I mean, we already have copies of it. So I've been pulling those out and getting rid of them.
Yeah. And that's exactly, my recycled bin got a little crazy for a while. Because and then I did ask people, especially people here in Tucson, so I didn't have to mail, but I sent out things to say, does anybody want copies of this? Send me, it's going to cost you $5 for mailing, and I'll send them to you. And we did that some, because we had a lot of duplicates, and I actually got rid of, our library, all of the psychology, anything that wasn't actual handwriting, because you can find a psychology book that you're interested in everywhere. You can find a Myers-Briggs book anywhere. You can find, it was easy. So that's how come we were able to, and I donated all of those to some different organizations locally and got rid of all of those. I think the only thing I kept was a few Jung things, because, I like Jung. And they're interesting, and I pick them up once in a while, and I have them sort of sitting accessible. But most things that weren't actually handwriting analysis, graphology, or had a lot of writing in them, everything else went.
Trish,
Because again, it is.
Oh,
that's okay. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to add, while people were talking about kind of books available, Sue Ord wasn't able to make it. She's with the British graphologist group, but she has book. She sells the books that are in boxes in her house, and I know she's a member of AHAF. You can, if especially for the international folks or people in the UK, they can. It might be easier for her to mail, for them to order. They're graphology books and psychology books, same type of thing. And she has a list on the big website, but she also can send the list to the person, or, just identify. So I just wanted to, since she wasn't able to be here, I wanted to just
and
mention
the hardest
that.
thing, and the hardest thing on all of that is knowing what books you have. And so that's the trickier part is,
She's got a great list. In fact, I've got the list if anyone wants but she updates it. But I've got a list, and it gives the prices and the book and the author and stuff like that, and then
right. And I have that for mostly books also. And you can all see. I got them, and I made it all pretty, and then I got busy. So I have that and I will send it to you, Victor. You can send it out to whoever you would like, and Judy to whoever came, or whatever book club list you have that might be interested. Yeah, I know it's hard, and this is hard because the people who are here, all the people who are busy and doing all the time, and we need some people who just want to organize. Did you guys see, if you, on PBS, it was a French show called Astrid. Did you ever see that? If you haven't seen it, it's about an autistic woman who works in an archive, and she starts working with the police, and it's so fabulous. And I want one of her, because she organized the entire archive and knows where everything is, and it was all beautifully done. I need somebody like that. But if you haven't seen it, it's on in the States, it's on PBS Passport, and it's translated, so you have to read. It's to read, but it's fabulous. Astrid. Just a side, you know, it's not handwriting, but that's okay.
Wow.
Okay, questions, anything?
Oh, Tricia, can you stay for a minute afterwards? I want to ask you about these newsletters.
Yes, I can. I need more things to scan. Sure. You're scanning. Yeah. No, that's great. Yes, I'll stay.
Tricia, I thought of something. I think we all ought to have a little bit of shameless self-promotion. And mine is next Tuesday. I'm doing a little presentation about the music and handwriting of George Gershwin and other jazz people. And I'll play a set of more music than I did last time. In preparing for this, I read a rather large biography of George Gershwin. And I just thought of it yesterday. The biography has lots and lots of insight about his life and his work and music and so on. I thought, well, I'm going to be adding things that only the handwriting would reveal, about subtle things, unconscious things about his nature. And I thought, I wonder if any book publishers had ever thought or been aware that they could include some handwriting analysis of people they're writing, particularly historical people who are not with us, as an option.
It'd be wonderful
to dress up their publication. So just an idea to kick around.
It's a great idea. If I was a publisher, I would do it, but I'm not. I'm a bookseller and a book pusher and a book reader.
I do it. I put the author's handwriting in the books.
Yeah.
Chuck,
maybe
I'm so
what we
glad
need to do.
You mentioned that. I just, because I forgot to say, Kathleen Dickinson's going to be talking about her the handwriting from her family. It's a great example of how she talks about their biography and their interrelationship. You know, going back generations, great-great-grandfather, mother, grandmother, you know, and connecting the handwriting, their handwriting, and kind of like how people more maybe similar or different as they develop. I was meaning to mention it, but I was realizing that what you're talking about is really well demonstrated by her essay about how to talk about a biography, a family history, and, you know, kind of like, and integrating the handwriting and the characteristics of the people within it from that. So that should be really interesting. Anyway, thanks, Chuck.
And it's, thank you, Chuck, because it's, for me, it's always more interesting when I'm going to pick up a book if it's not a handwriting book, and I'm going to read something about a person, I always like to have their handwriting too while I'm reading it. And so I like the ones where they'll just include a letter in the back written by whomever it is. And I'm like, I love this. I love it when they do it all the way along, because they'll do a handwritten letter from this person to that person. And it's just great.
I'd like to invite the non-AHAF members here to come to Chuck's presentation on Tuesday. I can do that for the president.
You can. You're allowed. Just
I was going to ask, when is that on Tuesday?
Is it at 5?
Next Tuesday.
The same time as we usually meet.
It's 5 p.m. Pacific time. April 29th. Right, Chuck? Yeah.
Yes,
Tuesday.
thank you.
Yeah. April 29th.
So
And I've
you-
taken requests, so I'll include
I'll
it.
send the information to Cindy and she could send it to AHA.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Nice.
will
5
do.
p.m. Pacific.
Great.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get you a good audience, Chuck.
And the
Yeah.
books that you guys, in Ruth, and going back just for a second, because now after Chuck said that and Victor said that, if you have books that have handwriting in them, but they're about a person, a biography, a historical, I would like those.
Mm.
So does that make sense? If it's about, I can't think of a single famous person right now. If it's about a historical person, if it's about Ethel Merman, oh, who knows? And there's handwriting of Ethel in it, I would like that book.
Well, we have
So
the book of John Lennon. It's a beautiful book. It's still in its wrapping. I think
yeah,
he's.
I
think
would
that's-
like that. So that kind of stuff, absolutely. 90% of the Beatles stuff I have, but I don't think I have that one. But if you show me that, if you have it, you show me the front of it or send me a picture of the front of it, I'll tell you if I already have it. Only because my sister collected Beatles stuff, so I think I have a lot, but I don't know. But again, if it has handwriting in it and it's not a graphology book, those are probably the ones I really want. If you look at your stuff and you say, I have this or that or the other. So I think that's it, Victor. We can stop recording. Thank you all.
Okay.
Thank you, Trish.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, when the book club, when we've gone through the whole thing, we can start again and talk about mixing it all together.